Hey, hi, good evening. How are you guys? It is good to see you. It is good to be seen by you. And I, coming at you live on this late Wednesday night, am Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver. Welcome to the show, guys. I know this is not my usual modus operandi, my MO, if you will, or Mo. But anyway, I was just thinking, the movie that I went to see tonight, we're going to talk about that. It didn't go nearly as long as I thought it would. Jack Neller, hello, good to see you. Dakotathon, hello, hi, how are you? There's a couple of names I don't immediately recognize out there. CJ DeYoung, if you catch this on the replay, hello. Vaughn, GM Jacko, Doc Flamingo. Anyhow, yeah, the movie didn't go as long as I thought, but it's also like middle late afternoon for Kyle, and I don't want to be like, yeah, you need to just whatever you had planned this afternoon, drop it to be here. I do it for you guys, Orbital Air. I do it for you guys. I do work late and I do it for you guys. But anyway, here I am. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to come on and I'm going to talk about stuff. And here I am to talk about stuff. So, before we get into it, of course, the live stream, laid back and casual or not, is brought to you by our friends at Hellebarde Games. Hellebarde makes the kind of adventures they'd like to play, whether it's for Castles and Crusades, for 5th edition, or for the OSR. Old School is in play at the table with Hellebarde, and you can find them on DriveThruRPG or on their website, hellebardegames.com. They are linked down below. I'm not going to get too much in rules discussion tonight, Vaughn. It's just kind of a kickback, be mellow sort of thing. But anyway, so I went to see Labyrinth tonight. David Bowie, Jennifer Connelly, all the Henson puppets, also Lucas, written by Python alum Terry Jones. And that brings me to an interesting point. Okay, full confession, I have never seen Labyrinth beginning to end before. I have seen it in bits and pieces, mostly up to the point where she wishes her stepbrother away and winds up going into the maze, and she meets Hoggle when he's taking a leak. Wheeling Dragon, hello, how are you? How are you feeling this evening, dear? But you could very easily, like any fantasy cartoon, movie, Muppets, regardless of what it is, if you're a D&D player, you're immediately going to go, that's gameable. But as I mentioned over on Twitter, and you can follow me on Twitter. I'm a Dungeon Delver on Twitter. I get it if you don't want to. Hi and bye, Michael Dale. But I understand Wheeling Dragon. Anyway, but as I watched the movie, obviously, I mean, goblins, you've got a dungeon, you've got traps, you've got fantasy monsters, magic. Of course, you're going to go, hey, that's gameable. But there came a point fairly early on when I guess if you were going to give him D&D rules, you might call him a dwarf. Hoggle is leading Jennifer Connelly's character, Sarah, out of an oubliette, and they pass through this group of stone faces. Labyrinth. We're talking about Labyrinth. They passed through a group of stone faces, and I about jumped out of my seat. And I didn't want to say anything because, I mean, I could have completely geeked out. But I would be absolutely shocked. And I don't think I'd believe you if you told me he didn't. If Terry Jones did not have access to some advanced Dungeons and Dragons first edition modules. Oh yeah, Jennifer Connelly is still lovely. Because when they got to those stone faces, the stone faces all started warning them that they were going down the wrong way. And one of them specifically said, "This is not the way, turn back." Folks, let us read from the Book of Gygax, S4. Now dig this. Let me get to this here. That's greater caverns. We got to get to the lesser caverns. Entry caverns, area 1, right here. If you want to grab your copy of whether you've got it in Dungeons of Dread, whether you've got S4. I don't know how well produced S4 is in the S1 to 4 super module that TSR put out. But this is literally in Labyrinth. So here we go. This is the description of the entry cavern. After descending the long flight of steps, you pass north about 20 feet into a natural chamber, some 70 feet wide and 50 feet deep. You have ignored a narrow passage to your left in order to enter this area, for your light has glinted off something on the far wall of the place. Now you see there are weird faces carved in relief around the walls of this cavern. There are, in fact, 6 such visages hewn from the rock itself. Each face is by the side of one of the 6 tunnels, leading off in one direction or another from the caverns to the unknown. Although each face is slightly different from its fellows, all are strange and doleful looking. There seems to be no relationship between the size of the passage and the stony visage beside it. Nothing else in the chamber seems remarkable. There are a few stalactites on the ceiling above, a few fall into the floor amidst handfuls of stalagmites. Now, each of these relief carvings has an animated mouth with a permanent magic mouth spell cast on it. When any party member comes within 3 feet of one of these faces, the mouth will move and it will say with a bass, mournfully dire tone, "Turn back, this is not the way." That scene, those mouths are in Labyrinth. I would not believe, not for a moment, if you told me Terry Jones had not read Lost Caverns of Sochcomp. I mean, it's one thing again to look at a fantasy movie, a fantasy cartoon, and say that's gameable. And certainly Gary borrowed from enough stuff. But remember, Lost Caverns of Sochcamp is like 81 or 82. Labyrinth was 86. I can't help but think that the dude wanted to look through some fantasy stuff that was popular with kids and grab some things and latched onto that in S4. That is that room. It is on screen. And now, the next time I talk to Heidi, Eric was pinging me yesterday. He's like, when are we being on the show next? So now I want to know if her dad saw it and if he ever commented on it. Who borrowed from who? It would have been it would have been Terry Jones borrowing from Gary Gygax, depending on how long the movie was in turnaround. So let me see. Wheeling Dragon is talking about the Dungeons of Dread. I will put that link up here now. I'm not an affiliate or anything with Drive-Thru RPG, but by gum, I want nice people to have nice things. So let's see. So Drive-Thru RPG. There's, let me see, D&D Dungeons of Dread. So let's, I could actually spell dungeons without an R in it. Drungeons of Dread. All right, here we go. This is the link for $17.20. It is on sale right now, or for $16. Actually, it's only available soft cover, but still, it is worth every penny, especially for the extra stuff you get. Lawrence Schick has an introduction in the beginning where he talks about each of the S modules. That is worth the price of admission. So $16 for a standard color softback PDF. Nope, they sure are not, Vaughn. Yeah, I mean, full price is only $4 more. So, and the PDF by itself is $5.99. But anyway, so yeah, I was sitting there and it was like a jaw on the floor moment. I mean, in the overall, like if you're looking for some fun, oh, hello, Miss Bella Games. Yes, Henson was behind all the puppets. But if you're looking for a fun, gameable movie and you've never seen Labyrinth or you haven't seen it in a long time, go back and watch it or watch it for the first time. It is it is very good. It is very good, and I highly recommend it. If you're a computer geek like me, the opening sequence is very obviously rendered in early CGI. In fact, you know what? Let's see. Let's have a quick gander. Let's see. Labyrinth, in 1986 film. Production. Labyrinth was being seriously discussed as early as March 1983, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Filming. Puppets. Let me see here. Most of the visual effects on Labyrinth were achieved in camera with several noticeable exceptions. The most prominent of these post-production effects was the computer-generated owl that appears at the opening of the film. The sequence was created by animators Larry Yeager and Bill Croyer at Digital Productions and marked the first use of a realistic CGI animal in a film. The owl head maquette was rescued from a skip when the animation company Omnibus went bankrupt in 1987. Wow. So there you go. But yeah, that's that was Labyrinth, and that was really good. But you know what else is good? You know what else is good? The Great Underground Online Gaming Convention 3. That's right, folks. The Guac. And if you don't know about that, I'm going to tell you all about that. You need to go register for the Guac. And what is the Guac? The Guac is a virtual convention. The Guac is a virtual gaming convention. You can game from the comfort of your own home. You can go to a convention and copy this link, and I'll paste it to you guys. It is free. You can register as a dungeon master, a game master, if you will. You can register as a player. We are going from Wednesday to Sunday. It's all on Discord because Discord has the best audio and video tools and the easiest. Local Gumby's registered. I know Jorge is signed up. Your teenage girl that came out and David Bowie was the dreamiest bad guy ever. Absolutely. So please, if you can make some time from the 24th to the 28th of April, stop in, run a game, play a game. Listen, we have an artist alley already lined up. We're going to have Richard Witters, who was here just last week. We're going to have we're going to have Tracy Lesh. So Saturday is going to be the artist alley open discussion. I believe that Heidi Gygax and Eric Garland are going to be here. That cost is $0, Wheeling Dragon. That is $0. Although we will have merch. Dungeon Minister has got the first 2 years of Guac merch available if you want to get pint glasses, t-shirts, tote bags, whatever. Dungeon Minister's got it. And yeah, you just sign up on Warhorn and I'll set you. Let me know, please, if you want to be a game master. My contact deets are always down there, bsylvia@gmail.com. If you want to be a game master at Guac, if you think you're going to run anything, let me know so I can set your account properly. Oh, that is awesome, Wheeling Dragon. Thank you so much. And it's all over on Discord because, again, Discord has the best audio and video. We'll have an embedded die roller in every gaming room. And hey, listen, for game masters and players, you don't have to have cameras on. You can just do audio. And I addressed this last night when we were kind of talking about it before the AD&D game. Will the merch say Bill killed my character? No, not this time. That's a good question. That's a good question, Miss Bella Game. I'm going to bookmark that because I'm going to come back to you. Anyway, so I want to, some people are like, well, I don't want to have my group on Discord. I'm going to have a bunch of, this actually came up last year. I had people saying, hey, can I just do it over on Roll20 and just have people sign up on Warhorn, but come and meet me on Roll20? I would kind of prefer that it was done through the auspice of Discord. Just so we can have everything in one nice, neat little place. Because that's kind of like, oh, we're having, DelverCon, and it's going to be in the such and such convention center. Oh, cool. Can I just host games in my comic store 5 miles away and just say that I'm associated with you? Well, No. So please, if you're gonna do it, sign up for Warhorn, get signed up, and then I will put up. I thought I had put it up on Warhorn. Maybe I didn't, but there is a Discord channel set specifically for the guac. In fact, I'll put it up right here. It's going to be in the chat. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. That should be a permalink, by the way. If it's not, let me know. I am excited about you running. If you run Labyrinth Wheeling Dragon, you may have at least a couple of players. So Miss Bella Games asked a pertinent question. She said, when is it and can I sign up just to spectate? Miss Bella Games, it is from April 24th to April 28th. The first game day starts, I believe I have the first kicking off at noon, but every day after that, we start in the mornings. As far as spectating, as far as just spectating, I will leave that to individual game masters if they're okay with having somebody just sitting in a room muted and watching them game. I'm certainly okay with it. I'm certainly okay with it if the game masters in question are okay with you just sitting there and staring at them. That's wonderful, Wheeling Dragon. I'm excited about that. Thank you so much. Thank you. We've currently got 18 people registered, which doesn't sound like a lot. We had like 25, I think, at the first guac. We had, let's say, close to 50, maybe more at guac 2. And I see what you did there, local. Yeah, it's gonna be up to individual game masters, Miss Bella. I'm not gonna say no, you can't do that, and I'm not gonna tell them you must do this. So it's gonna be down to them. So and so far, with just a couple of days of announcement, we've got 18. I see a couple people are going to sign up. So we'll have like 20 folks signed up. Like to get some more. I'd like to get some more, but I'll take what the good Lord sends me. We'll have fun regardless. So please do consider checking it out. Again, you are absolutely all welcome. It costs $0. If you want to spend money on expensive deli sandwiches and bottled water and soda and beer while you sit and do this, that's entirely up to you. If you want to buy con merch, that's entirely up to you. I am arranging. I do not have this squared away yet because you guys know how organized I am. But I'm looking to get a couple of sponsors, and I'm going to ask them for door giveaways for you guys. So sponsors and door giveaways is what's going on. Lord Corion, how are you? Good to see you. I don't know. It's some nerd stuff, Steel Mongoose. I don't know. We're just kind of poking at things. So if tacos you desire local company, you may do so. Somebody asked me on Twitter the other day, like, I'm heading to Taco Bell. Anybody want anything? And I was like, yes. Mexican pizza, nachos, Bel Grande, 2 soft tacos, and a Sierra Mist, if you please. Okay, you know what? Jack asks a very important question. Do I still have leftovers from last year from him that can be used for this year? Okay, so last year, Jack provided awesome, fantastic, handmade RPG supplements as giveaways, and they are gorgeous. Guys, I cannot tell you how awesome these are. And so I reached out to everybody who won them in the drawing because everybody was eligible. If you registered for the con, I printed out your names, I put them in the wizard's hat, and I drew it out. Thank you, Lord Corion. I have not had their deep fried burritos, Local Gumby, but I have had like chicken and beef and pulled pork flautas from actual Tex-Mex places that are good. So I went through and I had a drawing. I think I had a couple of drawings because they were the two packages were spaced out. Or I got no, Jack's stuff came and then I got some stuff from Hellebard. The vast majority of people never contacted me back. I know a bunch of you guys did. I gave away a bunch of stuff. But the I was actually a little disappointed in the lack of response from anyone. I sent out emails and I said, "Hey, I've got your stuff. Please send me your send me your physical mailing information and I will mail you your prize." And from a whole lot of people, it was literally just crickets. And I was disappointed. Okay, Wheeling Dragon, I have to set you as game master. I don't have my login for that here, but when I get over after the live stream, when I get over to my editing PC, I will do that. No, Vaughn, I can't do that. I can't just give out stuff that I had told other people. I mean, I will sit on it through Guac 4. If by Guac 4, that's 2 years, I haven't heard from anyone, it's going back in the mix. And there is some good stuff in there. But I would say less than a quarter, a fifth of the people who won stuff ever sent me any information about it. But next year, if I haven't heard anything by this time next year, all of Jack's prints that he sent that people haven't claimed, all of his books that people haven't claimed, all of the modules, all of that stuff is going back in. And I apologize. Jack says it's been a year and their claim expired. I'll think about it. Every fast food place is expensive. Orbital Air, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So I will contemplate whether or not I'm going to do another drawing. And I may do it as a live stream, like you have to be present this time. Like a closing ceremony thing Sunday night, and you have to be on the stream. And if you're not, then you don't get it. My wife's cat is in here and she's very confused about why I'm up this late, I think. So all that is going on at the Guac, and we have we're going to have a lot of fun, and we've got over a month, almost 2 months. So you got plenty of time to plan, plenty of time to sort out. The one thing I'll ask, and I mentioned this last night, if you are going to be if you get a game that you're going to run, and as it happens you find out that you're not going to be able to run it, please let me know well in advance so I can do the cancellation. I know, like, you can't be in control of everything, but at the same time, if it's at all possible, like, if you sign up to run a game tonight and you find out in 3 weeks you can't run it, tell me then, don't wait till the con. Because that could free up those players to potentially run other things or another game master to run something in that slot. Now, as far as space, that's right, the meows do say hit that like button. But as far as space, I don't think this will be an issue, but by gum, if I have everybody slotted in at the 4 to 8 slot on Saturday, and I have a 10th game master in players, I'll add another channel. Okay. I can expand virtually everywhere. So don't worry that if you don't see, am I going to run a group through Space Hulk? I might run a couple of people through Space Hulk. I might adjudicate a Space Hulk match. Like 2 players, each one is running a squad, and I'm running the Gene Stealers. We'll have some kind of dice bot, Vaughn. There will be a dice bot. Never fear. In the name of the Emperor, cleanse, purge, kill. It is Eastern Standard, Wheeling Dragon. We will be Eastern Standard Time. And truly, can any of us be free when we live in a corporate oligarchy ruled society, Wheeling Dragon? Really, can any of us? So we'll come back and talk about Warhorn in just a minute. Oh, that's excellent, John. That's excellent. But by the way, I will definitely be demoing, as in I want participants to play Dungeon and Hero Quest. So there will be Dungeon and Hero Quest run by me. You're in Central, okay. I want to talk about some friends of mine. It's Kyle and Ryan, not Kyle Wednesday, not Kyle, not Australian Kyle. Every tabletop RPG YouTube channel has a Kyle. We have a big supplier. We don't like to talk about it much. Some keep them in the background. Some bring them forward. Anyway, Jonathan Palmer, hello. Good to see you. Welcome. So my buddies over at the Speakeasy, Ryan and Kyle, were hinting that they might shut things down. And now I hope they weren't just attention baiting, but I don't think they were. Ryan's not that kind of guy. He seems like a fairly straight shooter. And my heart sank. So I'm just going to say this right now. I want you guys, if you haven't done this already, I would very much like it if you guys would seek out Nerdcognito on YouTube and please throw them a subscription. Do it tonight. Do it right now. Open another tab and give them a subscription. Show them how much we love them. Now, they're, you know what, they've just said, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. We're doing it. We're not going to. But guys, I have always, by dint of being a loudmouth who posts alarmist YouTube videos about the state of the hobby, in the old school TTRPG arena, I have been positioned uniquely with the number of followers and the algorithm play that I can that I can get to be a voice. And I don't want that voice to just be, well, it looks like Hasbro screwed up again. But first, a word from our sponsor. You know, I don't want it just to be that. I am a firm believer that a rising tide lifts all boats. If you subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Nerdcognito, subscribe to Wheeling Dragon, subscribe to Miss Bella Games, subscribe to the Dungeon Minister, subscribe to Paint Minis Live. And if I'm going too fast and you want to subscribe to all of those, then let me know and I will slow down and I will paste links. And many others. This is not like broadcast TV, guys. This is not like the 1970s where you can watch MASH or Three's Company or All in the Family or The Love Boat or Taxi, but not all of them. And you're certainly not going to go talk to that weird friend, you know, who smokes in his own house and has that thing called a video cassette recorder or a videotape recorder, who claims that he can just record anything. RPG Grandma too, if you guys aren't subscribed to RPG Grandma. But we are all part of a quiet corner of YouTube that promotes positivity and promotes a good vibe throughout YouTube land. And guys, I got to tell you something, okay? Let's bring it in here a little bit. I'm kind of down because when I look at my metrics, like my subs are flat. And I've even hit with what I thought was some pretty spicy news, but it's you know, it's back to 3, 4, 5 subs a week. Well, a little better than that. But, you know, there's days when I log in and say, oh, that's awesome. It's up 5 from last night. And then I'll come back at lunch and I'll hit refresh to see if it's gone up. No, it's down 6 from this morning. And it can be, or good times, yeah. Sometimes it helps just to know that there's people out there. And you might say to me, Bill, you're over the line. You're almost like you're headed to 6,000. What are you complaining about, my friend? You know, this is not envy. This is just by comparison. Discourse Miniatures, who has a wonderful Warhammer uh, YouTube channel. You can subscribe to her if Warhammer is your thing. She started her own tabletop RPG channel, just kind of splintered off so she could talk about Warhammer and the goings on of Games Workshop over here, and tabletop RPGs that are not war games over here. Her tabletop RPG channel instantly gained 30,000 subs, like almost overnight. And good for her. Absolutely good. I salute her. I wish my product was that good. I wish I knew what broad audiences of viewers wanted to see better than I do. And 30K subs, that's right, Jonathan. And I just feel like, it just kind of makes me think, like, man, what am I doing wrong? When I see just inexplicably, like, oh, I'm about to touch the next block of 10 and then it's down 6. But this isn't about me. Okay. It's about Nerd Cognito. It's about Dungeon Minister. It's about it's about RPG Grandma. It's about well, we're up a little late, Marcelo. The Wheeling Dragon. It's about so many small creators. Yes, clicking subscribe when somebody's got 140 subscribers can make a hell of a difference. Waking up in the morning and feeling like you've been spinning your wheels for 3 days and then seeing that you have a half dozen or a dozen more subscribers can just boost your spirits through the roof. Particularly, and somebody said, who was it? Doc Flamingo said, you've got to do it because you love it or you're lost. And that is so true, my friend. I could just do a broad focus comedy show, reacts, something like that, and maybe start pulling in 5 figures in viewers. I wouldn't be talking about D&D anymore, and you guys who watch the show right now that I feel like I can talk to, you wouldn't watch the show. You wouldn't really care anymore. It would have left you behind. And so I don't do that. I do this because I love it. And Nerd Cognito does what they do because they love it. Am I monetized? Absolutely. Am I happy that I'm monetized? Absolutely. But don't think this is keeping me in food grade gold caviar. And then I'm looking at the spring models of Mercedes SLs to hop into. Our shiny new Honda Civic's air conditioner bit the dust yesterday, and summer's coming. Dungeon Minister, Tall Aaron. Dungeon Minister. So I guess ultimately what I'm saying, guys, is every subscription counts. If I woke up tomorrow and I had 5 million subscribers, I would hope, I would pray that I would still have the presence of mind to sit here and talk to you guys. Orbital, you're not you're not in Central Florida, I don't think, or are you? But I would absolutely hope, because I'll still go. The only time I got flooded to the point where I could no longer engage with you guys was when I was dropping like 3-4 videos a day. Well, a week. Sometimes I do a couple of videos a day. Back during the OGL implosion. Yeah, I can't exactly bring it over to the House Orbital, but thank you. Yeah, Yang Yan Zhao, please. Yang Yan Zhao, that's another guy. He's a good guy. I can't believe I forgot Yang. You know what? I'll find the link and I'll put it up there. Oh, you know who else you should subscribe to? T-shirted Historian. Subscribe to T-shirted Historian because T-shirted Historian is about to go over 1K. He is this close. Subscribe to T-shirted Historian. There's Yang Yan Zhao's channel. You should check that out, and you should subscribe to it also. Because I look at a lot of tech channels on YouTube, and I gotta say, by and large, the tech guys are completely the frick out of touch. The guys that do PC builds, it's just like, why bother? Why? First of all, budget PC build nowadays does not mean what it meant in 2017, 2018. Linus of Linus Tech Tips is a fucking scumbag. Oops, I'll need a super to cover that. Command Post, thank you. Command Post Gaming, right there. I'm going to put that link up too. Command Post Gaming. Everybody go sub. Go throw him subs. Yeah, Linus is a prick. You think you're going to leave a comment on a Linus video and say, man, I feel this. But I mean, it used to be like, yeah, I think I can get a first gen i7 960 and maybe bang like a 660 GT in there and get some pretty good rips on Crysis. Far Cry 2. Thank you, Vaughn. Yeah, he did used to be a decent guy. But now it's just like, why bother? The best you're going to get is a canned answer from a community manager. Graph paper architect, hello. It's like I can bang this. Nowadays, guys, a budget PC build is the following: 750 watt white rated 80 plus power supply, a $40 Corsair case with a Lexan, or not Lexan, just clear acrylic window, a $40 RGB kit, a B880 motherboard, an APU, and 16 gigs of DDR5 and 512 gig M.2. $480. That's all the channels do for budget anymore. There are no, like, we built a budget $100 gaming PC. They don't do it anymore. So yeah, I just noped out. And that those guys, back when you could do the, I'm going to build a first gen i7 gaming beast that I can tweak settings on and still get good frames out of Far Cry 3 and so on and etc. They blew up. They got millions of subscribers. And now you've got Austin Evans, who's just like, we order $250,000 of random crap from Temu. Let's unbox it. He doesn't fucking care. But I would hope that I would never wake up on any given Sunday. If I crawled out here tomorrow morning and plonked my ass down in front of the computer and pulled up my YouTube creators page, and suddenly I've got 5,000 more subscribers, 50,000 more, 500, it would just be the same. I would talk about how blown away I was, and it would just be the same. And that's what this is about. Command Post Gaming, RPG Grandma, Dungeon Minister, Yang Yanzhao, T-shirted Historian, Wheeling Dragon, Miss Bella Games. Because we're going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you. Yeah, if you ping me on Discord or, drop me an email, I might not be able to get back to you, but I'm always here, and I'll always try and get back to you some way or the other. The closest I've ever come to having a community manager, my birthday show corresponded with the horrible month that Wizards of the Coast was having, and everything started ramping up. When I sat down and started live streaming like that day, I had 120 people in the live chat popping on to see what this guy is on about and what he's going to say. And Kyle, my Kyle, was he was in the chat, but he was in the background, logged in because he has admin privileges on StreamYard, answering people's questions and keeping an eye for stuff. And I was like trying to type questions that people had typed, and like he kept private messaging me, you can't keep up with this. Let me handle this. Just do the show. And so I stopped and I took my hands off and I let him go. Yes, Wheeling Dragon. I will link it again. So look at that command post. You're up to 111. You went from like 90 to 111, my brother. That's like a 20 jump tonight. So that was the closest I've ever come to like staff is between me and you guys, just because I had like never dealt with that before. So the point that I'm making is, if we all take off and we're stratospheric, and I think Dungeon Minister is probably going to organically leave me in the dirt. I think he's going to catch like a thermal, and I'm going to look over and I'm just going to see like exhaust smoke as he's blasting past me. Oh, I did. Wonderful. Thank you, Wonderful Wizard of Games. I'm going to put that up because I don't want to forget that. I'm going to pin that and we're going to come back to that. I actually tagged that. Thank you, Wonderful Wizard of Game. But anyway, you know, like you guys are like ground floor here. Now, look, I could do this for another 10 years and not get a grand and a half more subs, okay? Things could settle down and I just go back to puttering along. And then I get the call that we all dread from the doctor. And I'm just like, y'all take it easy. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe in 2 or 3 years, I'm looking back and you know, I do have a high 5 figures or low 6 figures or something like that. But me, Command Post, the Nerd Cognito guys, Wheeling J, wherever we get to, well, I can speak for myself, but they seem like straight shooters, and probably then we're not gonna look back and be like plebs. Let me tell you a story. There are a group of creators, tech creators on YouTube who went to a convention that Linus Tech Tips holds. This is just one of Linus's many crimes. And he basically froze them all out. These were guys with a couple 100,000 subs each. You hit a few 100,000 subs, you're set. You bet I will. You're not getting bill cut. You're getting guac at 10K. Thank you, Lord Corion. Thank you, my brother. But Linus, so the story goes, let me be clear. Linus was completely indifferent to them. A guy who's got a YouTube channel that has like this much engaged, like less than they did, but still, like compared to my channel, is huge. Got, you know, like 25K subs, you know, millions of hours of engagement. Just a heavy hitter from Bill Sylvie's perspective. He goes up, thank you, Tall Aaron. Yes, you can thank me in your next book. That's really decent of you, my dude. Thank you so much. This guy was absolutely stoked to meet Linus, and they're like, he's over there, but so dude goes over to talk to him, and Linus looks at one of his people and says, who is this guy? And when he finds out how many numbers the guy has, he literally just stops interacting with him the little bit he already was. I will never be that. I will never be the Linus Tech Tips of pen and paper RPGs. Now, I get to go to Twitter and look at my Twitter feed. Let's see. And I'm going to share this with you guys. Come on. Let me see. There's nothing there that I'm not. Okay. Here we go. Margaret Weiss. Dragonlance Nexus, DL Nexus, who I guess some members of the Dragonlance fandom are not particularly fond of, posted a link to an article. Hey, GM Grimlore, welcome. GM Grimlore, do you have a YouTube channel? Please let me know. But they posted an article that says, looking for tips on how to run Dragonlance in 5e. And apparently there's some of the Dragonlance community that's not fond of this guy. I don't know. I didn't get into that inside baseball. This is Margaret Weiss's response. And I got to move your thing, Lord Corion. Looking for tips on how to run Dragonlance in 5e? Margaret Weiss's response: don't. As I said, mic friggin' drop. She dropped an atomic elbow on whoever this Dragonlance Nexus guy is. I mean, that is an ice burn. I mean, she absolutely hit this guy's center span with a 2,000-pound concrete penetrating laser guided bomb, and the entire structure collapsed. Margaret Weiss for the win. Don't screw with the older ladies, gentlemen. She absolutely drilled that guy. And you know what? Let's have some good old fashioned react here. So that is my, I took the screenshot and I posted that. Get my meme crap off there. Actually, I'm going to remove that real quick because there's degeneracy on my Twitter feed and I don't want to get bagged for it. Let me see. If this person has not blocked me. Let me see. Oh, wow. I don't see that post. That was, when was that? I'm on their page. I got to find it here. Scrolling up. Okay, here we go. So let's add this to the screen. Looking for tips on how to run Dragonlance in 5e. Margaret Weiss, don't. Of course, I had to put such a great use of that react. But let's look at the sub thread that got Margaret. Let's see. Brilliant, but I have a question for you as an author. Do you feel the 5e cantrip rules fit within the narrative feel of Wizards' minor magics that they do at will, lighting candles, books, or wine goblets floating across the room? I feel the 5e magic user is the best, not perfect. I know nothing about 5e. Sorry. And then they just kind of ramble on. There's mine. Demented Villain. Ouch, if you played Savage World. And then that guy talks about that. Mike Sharp Cartoonist says AD&D or bust. Travis Fauber says based. Elgamix says keep your vegetables out. The Queen of Darkness has spoken. Dirty Old Grognards is beautiful. Dominic McIntyre, the only answer. Mic drop from WS Book Club. Yes, burned, absolutely. Eric S. Tyler, boom. Pasto Rolero, why? But anyway, Margaret Weiss brought the paid. Would you guys like me to reach out to Margaret Weiss and see if she'd like to come on the show? I'm throwing that out there to you guys. Would you guys like Margaret Weiss as a guest? Knowing that I'm not a fan of Dragonlance, that I could not ask incredibly well-informed Dragonlance questions. I see a lot of yeses out there. I see a bunch of yeses. Michael's on side. That's it. I'm out. I don't blame you. I'm unsubscribing too. I can't stand that Bill Sylvie, the Dungeon Delver guy. You know, fat, bloated jerk who comments on stuff. Let's see. But anyway, yeah, all right. If you guys want it. So the only Dragonlance, have I seen that hat? Have I seen what hat? Are you talking about? Okay. Be well, Wheeling Dragon. Love you to pieces. I could definitely do that. If you guys are, I know what hat. I can see it's across the room. It's over there. You guys can't see it, but I'm pointing to exactly where it's at right now. You guys want me to? Do you guys want to see the crushed purple wizard's hat? I actually have a Dragonlance book. Where is it? Where is my snack tray? I think I've held it up and showed you guys that I in fact own a hardback snack tray. Here it is. Don't even remember where this came in. I actually have this is first edition AD&D, or at least I think it's first edition. Or is this second edition? I mean, I think it's the modules were published for first ed. Somebody was saying, like, in response later down in that thread, yeah, 2E forever. It's ours. Thank you very much. But anyway, my snack tray. You hold like a couple of jumbo drinks and a bowl of guac and some chips on here. It's perfect for it. Just like the Manual of the Plains, the Wilderness Survival Guide, the Dungeoneer Survival Guide, all make excellent drink trays so you won't spill anything. Michael Murtag will bring his powerful Kender to the Gugco. I don't know what Gugco is, but all right, you guys want to see the purple wizard hat? How about this? Purple wizard hat cost a super. Come on. Is that the weird setting with the iron coins? Maybe. See, I know very little about Dragonlance. I have actually played in 3 or 4 Dragonlance modules, but not to completion. The Great Underground Gaming Convention Online. The German translation. Yeah, this has got the old standard treasure types in it, so. It's even got my name in it, sort of, Sylvanesti. Sylvie Nasty. All right, Doc Flamingo, $2. That's good enough. I said a super. I didn't set a price. He supered somewhat. Step up. Thank you, Lord Corion. All right, I'm gonna go get the hat. I'm gonna put this hat there. Just you wait right there. But am I ever going to start praising Thaco and Kender?
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake.
All right, there we are. The crushed purple wizard's hat. I'll let Riker explain why you guys are wrong. My Akira sticker wants you to break out your manga again of the entire series. I have the hardback Kodansha pubs. I have some of the Marvel Epic Impressum pubs. I have not. I do not have all of the manga. I have the Streamline Criterion 3-disc DVD, no, 3-disc laser disc box set, and I have the Pioneer Akira DVD box set. So there you guys go. Now this is actually so. As you can see, there's actually a logo on the front for a webcomic that I don't particularly read much anymore. PvP, they were associated with Penny Arcade anyway, so I just wear the hat backwards. But the Boomer character in the comic, Cole, was the dungeon master at the video game magazine PvP, and he had apparently that the hat had been pointy when he DM'd in college, and it just got crushed. So he offered this as merch, and at the time, I liked I liked PvP quite a bit, and so my wife got me the Purple Wizard's hat. The modules are late, Vaughn. That's all I can tell you. I'm sorry. I'm working on them. I've had so much going on, but the modules are coming out. I'm sorry. I can tell you that one of the monsters in it is a rarity that you don't see in many modules, and it is a high-level module. So there you guys go. You got to see the purple hat. Now the purple hat is off. It's done. But let's see. It's got moons and stars on it. And it's actually got a little dice bag thing in it. Where is it? It's actually got a little pocket, which I tried to use. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm going to keep dice in here. Not a good idea. It's not a good idea. The dice are heavy and they tend to like grind against the skull a little bit. You are very welcome. What other hats do I have? I have the Gandalf hat. I have the Cole, C-O-L-E, Cole Wizard hat. No modules. Dance, monkey. Do you guys want to see the X-Wing fighter pilot helmet? It's a Dawn Post Studios mask. And it's not right. It is very, 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 very durable. You guys let me know if you want to see that. That's going to take me a minute. Wonderful Wizard of Games wants to see it. The purple hat. Yes, it's planning. So let me ask you guys something. Let's go to the street for a question to the man on the street. Do you think 5th edition is better than 1st edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons?
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was
Okay. Guys, no kidding. I cannot realistically get the helmet down for you guys. I'm sorry. I'm not being funny. There are like Lego Star Wars toys on top of the box that it's sitting in. Let me see something here. There are good bones to 5e. You just have to be willing to do a lot of work as an old school DM to make it work for old school. Maybe I can find this and show you guys at least what it looks like. I do have one. There it is. Okay. Let's present, share screen. Yeah, I would have said somebody's going to have to throw me a big super to get to see this. That is not mine, but that is the exact model. Wow, $229. But I got mine for $30 at Tatooine Traders at maybe it was more expensive. Maybe it was more like $75. That seems more in line with Disney. But I got mine at Tatooine Traders at Disney back in the late 90s. And I have that helmet. And I almost went back and got like another one later. I was like, nah, I'll come back at some other point and get a Stormtrooper or Darth Vader or maybe a Boba Fett. And I wish I had. They have Anakin's Pod Racer from 99. What is, I wonder, because that's the first one that came up. There's a pre-owned one that looks like it's a little better padded than mine. I mean, mine doesn't have the boom mic in it or anything. Oh, it's an electronic helmet. That's like, I mean, they're all toys, but yeah, those are different from mine. But oh, that's nice. It's got padding inside at least. Anyway, I have one of those. It's on a shelf over there. Have I played or run any of the? Yes, I have. I have played the D6 West End Games Star Wars. I have those books over here somewhere. And I have played D20 Star Wars. I didn't really have a problem with D20 Star Wars. I hated the D20 system for D&D, but a Star Wars system is fairly skillsy. So I felt the skill-heavy system of Star Wars went okay with D20. The problem with it is that the system is also still mated to Dungeons and Dragons system of classes. And so saying, I'm a 5th level smuggler, but I'm a this, that, and the other, that just didn't seem to work all that well with it. Michael wants to know, do folks ever LARP Star Wars? Do you guys want to tell them, or should I? Dude, there is a worldwide Stormtrooper LARP. Look up the 501st Imperial. Let me see if I can find this for you. Yeah, so sorry about that. Push the wrong button. Yeah, these guys are serious cosplayers. But they do charity and stuff like that too. Yeah, Disney LARP Star Wars pretty horribly. Oh, what's this? GM Grimlore. My heart resides in old school, but my Ravenloft campaign has inspired me to get a sleeve. Lost a player in real life. You'll tell the story. Well, I would like to hear that in memory of your friend. Yeah, Fantasy Flight Star Wars is what the hell was up with that? But anyway, now dig this. We're kind of meandering now, and I'm starting to run out of energy. You saw them at a convention in 2018. They are fantastic. No, what I was talking about playing Star Wars, the weird Fantasy Flight dice. Once upon a time, you could actually buy role playing game stuff in Disney. Again, at Tatooine Traders, where I got my helmet, they sold West End Games, Star Wars RPG products, and Grenadier Star Wars miniatures. I remember seeing them for sale in Tatooine Traders in the 90s. Because nobody gave a damn about RPG licenses then, which is why a tiny, tiny little company was able to hold on to it. So you could actually get Star Wars RPG material inside Disney. And I know I've told this story before. Back in the early 80s, like 81, 82, maybe 83, they did sell basic and expert Dungeons and Dragons in the Village Toy Shop in Lake Buena Vista Village, which if you're not from Central Florida and you're not making plans to go to Disney or haven't been to Disney recently, that might just fly over your head. But there was a shopping center and an eatery area outside of Disney called Lake Buena Vista. And if you've watched a Disney movie at Lake Buena Vista Productions, Lake Buena Vista is a retention pond that when Disney started building the ground up to build Disney on so it wouldn't be sitting in 4 feet of water, one of the places that they hollowed out was a pond called Buena Vista, and then it became Lake Buena Vista, but it's like a 50% artificial pond. But yeah, Lake Buena Vista sold basic and expert Mulvey, basic and expert Dungeons and Dragons. So there was a time when you could get Dungeons and Dragons and Star Wars RPG stuff at Disney. Now, one thing, let me see if I can find this. Bear with me one more second. There is one other RPG Disney related thing. Let me see if I can find this. So it is very, very out of stock. But once upon a time in Disney, you could buy these in the parks, a complete art craft kit. You may have been able to buy them ever. Disney classic figurines for player display, 12 white metal castings, step-by-step paint guide, 8 acrylic paints, safe, clean, and water-soluble paintbrush, foam rubber protective storage insert. And you could allegedly buy these at Disney. And there are the characters to Disney spec, produced by Grenadier. And these guys are all 28 millimeter. They have a mine cart. They have the dwarves. They have Snow White. They have Prince Charming. Here's what they look like in the box. And there's the paint guide. And yes, you are not mistaken. That is a 250-pound price tag. They were probably $12.99 in the park. So yeah, if you go to a toy store and you see a bunch of metal figure, or not a toy store, but you know, an antique store, and you see a bunch of metal figures like that, snap them up. Honestly, I think you'll probably find them in the 3D print, but anyhow, they were tall, Aaron. I have some miniatures right over on that shelf. I'm looking at one right now that is painted with paints from those paint pots. Did I thin? No. Did I prime? No. Did I even clean the minis? Absolutely not. But I got those Grenadier paint sets and I went to town. Well, guys, I think that just about does it for me tonight. Tomorrow night, Pat Kilbane is going to be on the show. Pat Kilbane, he has created the film The Dreams in Gary's Basement. Pat has been on Seinfeld. He has a many seasons recurring spot on Mad TV. He's a Mad TV alum. So we're going to talk to him about his film. We're going to talk to him about Dungeons and Dragons. I got to meet Pat last year at GaryCon. He and I gamed together with Heidi Gygax and Eric Garland, and it was a lot of fun. But listen, I want to thank you all for stopping by tonight and hanging out with me on a late night stream. It's almost tomorrow. Rest. You guys know I'm not going to bed till 2 or 3. So I want to thank Vaughn, Lord Corion, Tall Aaron, Doc Flamingo. Thank you all very much for your supers, guys. I really appreciate it. Please stay subscribed. Get word about the channel out there. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. I certainly hope you do. And yeah, we're going to be back tomorrow with Pat, and it's going to be a ton of fun. But until then, everyone, please keep your heads down and watch out for those owl bears. Peace to you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.